Hello everyone, this is Ashelina with Ashelinalove's Art and Soul, and thanks for joining me. I wanted to show you this journal I made. This one I made for my grandfather, and as you can see it says logbook. He is 87 years old, and he, all through his whole life, adult life, has logged every possible thing that he could log. He always would log when he would put his gas in the car, how many gallons, how much it was at that point in time, the mileage at that point in time on his vehicle, and that, to say the least, is just one of the few things that he logged extensively. Now that he's quite a bit older and he can't drive, he still logs lots of details to do with the weather and many other things. I never really thought that he would have any interest in a journal, but my mom suggested that I just try to make him a fairly, less fancy, not super decorated, just to write and log type journal. And of course she told me this 2 days before Father's Day, and so I just rushed to try to get this done in time, which I did, and I did give it to him for Father's Day, but there was just a couple things that I wanted to add to make it better for him. And one of those things, which I'll show you when I get to it, is since I was in such a hurry, I made quite a few mistakes. And one of the biggest ones was the pages are cut uneven. So, here and there's a page shorter than the other, and those are kind of hard to flip. So my plan is to put some tabs and stuff in there to kind of help that mistake. I just chose a color theme and wanted it to have almost all lined pages. This is some faux leather fabric that I put on the spine and put this logbook, and that's it. I didn't want to do a fancy closure because I didn't want him to have any trouble getting it open. So all I did was put a Tim Holtz hitch and a elastic band. So here we go. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick flip through of it. I wanted to decorate it at least a little, otherwise it would just be pretty lined paper, and I wanted it to have at least a little bit of something else. And my grandfather is a huge golf fan. When he was a kid, his dad used to run a golf course in Ohio, like a country club type thing, and so they lived on the golf course, and he has loved golf ever since then. He has had and made his own on his property little putting greens, and so I knew that was something that he really liked, so I added some elements of that in here. And so what I did was just look for golf type images, and then I printed out like interesting ones, and then I have the information on the back. So this one says, as a young woman prepares to hit her next shot, two St. Bernards act as caddies, carrying golf bags and standing at attention. The photo from 1933 was originally accompanied by the following humorous text for a short newspaper entry. Golf gone to the dogs. Look, school again being in session. St. Bernard dogs are being tried out as caddies on a golf course at Portland, Oregon. The big fellows carry the club bags with ease, and if crossed with pointers and setters, they may retrieve lost balls and point out your ball on the green, and they'll never tell your real score either. So anyway, that's just the type of few things that I've added in here for him. Just interesting little pictures that are, within golf. This is a pretty old and bad quality, but it's still halfway decent. And this one is from 1896, and it says, pictured here is James Foley. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. Winner of the 1896 U.S. Open, hosted by Shinnecock Hills. So I have, like I said, just a couple pockets in here that I've stitched around the edges. I didn't want to add anything too girly, so I didn't. I just at least put some stitches on some of them, and the ones that have pockets the pages are slightly more decorated. And then every once in a while there is one non-lined paper that I figured, maybe he'll come across a family picture that he wants to, put in here, or I can do it for him. So yeah, that was that idea. These are a little more decorated, but they're they're not every page, and they are still lined, so yeah. And just pretty much keeps going like that. It's 2 signatures. This is exactly why I need tabs. Okay. Yeah, so 2 signatures. I think it's about 40-ish pages total. And then there's a couple here and there pictures that I did actually adhere to pages. And I only did that because there was some places that were overly decorated, and I just figured I'll put a picture over that. Trying to remember who these people are. I'm pretty sure that's Tom Arnold or something Arnold. And then that's Jack Nicklaus, and I remember as a kid, my grandpa really followed him, and then once his career was getting towards its end, that's when, what's his name came along. Dang it. I can't remember his name. How annoying. I'm going to have to add text to the video, because it's bothering me now. Sorry, guys. There he is. What's his name? Dang it. Anyways, that's him and Jack Nicklaus again. Okay, yeah, Tom Arnold, I think. No, Arnold Palmer. I was wrong. Okay, so Arnold Palmer vaulted golf into television era in the late 1950s and 1960s with his affable personality and go-for-broke style of play. And most of these pictures and writings are from, you know, just old newspapers and old magazines, and I just thought it was really interesting. And I thought that my grandfather would think it's really interesting. And this is actually President Kennedy. And here's another little pocket, a couple more pictures. A machine to test the conformity of the golf balls. Sounds like a novelty, right? Today, the USGA has mechanical devices that can help determine whether a golf ball conforms to the rules of golf. So, a little contraption from way back in the day. And 1913, Wimett, I think French maybe, I don't know. Francis Wimett, a former caddy who rose from very humble beginnings, put golf on the map in terms of American interest by pulling off one of the greatest upsets in major championship history. At the 1913 U.S. Open, Wimett, the 20-year-old amateur, birdied the 71st hole to tie English stalwarts Harry Vardon and Ted Ray, facing an 18-hole playoff. Few gave Wimett a chance, especially against Vardon, the 1900 U.S. Open champion and 5-time British Open winner. But Wimett overcame the odds to shoot a 72, 5 better than Vardon and 6 ahead of Ray, to become the first amateur to win the Open. He later would win a pair of U.S. amateur titles. So yeah, I mean, you guys, if you don't have any interest in golf at all, feel free to skip ahead, but there's not a whole lot more pictures. I didn't want to overdo it. So yeah, this was just kind of my super hurried version of a masculine journal. There's Jack Nicklaus again, and as I was reading and finding pictures, I found out that Jack Nicklaus turned 80 on this very Father's Day, and I thought that was neat. So he turned 80 the day that I was giving this journal to my grandfather, so just thought that was neat. And there is the middle of the second signature. Just getting close to the end here. Oh man, I'm really bugged that I didn't cut these papers perfectly straight. So, tabs are a good thing. Hope everybody's having a great day or night. This is the last page, and it's just a belly band with a button. And this one is Lee Trevino, and he was a jokester, and this is a picture of him holding a rubber snake that he had tossed at another golfer playing a prank. Anyways, I know my grandpa watched him too, so he was just another golf picture that was included. And then this is just my elastic, and that's it. So it's very simple, but hopefully elegant, and I know that he liked it. Whether he'll use it or not is another story, but hopefully this is somewhat inspiring to anybody else out there that wants to try their hand at making a masculine journal. And I'm sorry if the camera was wobbling or jiggling and the light's not the greatest. I had to do this in a different spot, this recording, so I hope it all turned out okay, and you guys all enjoyed the video. And I'm actually going to be going on vacation the week leading up to the 4th of July, so I am going to probably be a little bit longer uploading and doing the next video, so just I get that out of the way. But if you sat through this whole thing, I very much appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have a great holiday, whether you celebrate the 4th of July or not. Hope everybody has a fantastic week, and until next time.